Good afternoon and welcome back to Field 12 here at Sunset Park in Las Vegas. This is the Legends D Championship game. It features the Austin Batmen and the Palm Springs Heatstrokes. Play has already started and the first batter for Austin is Steve Phelps. And he swings and hits a ground ball to the shortstop, bobbles it, back caroms to the third baseman who has no play, and a leadoff base runner for Austin. And that'll bring up Ray Vila. I'm living the dream with a team from Austin in this. I'm Rich Siegel along with Dr. Joel Tremblay, as we are delighted to bring you this D Division Championship game in the Legends. Here's another ground ball. This ball fielded by the shortstop who throws to second late.
So as you mentioned, at the plate right now are the Austin, Texas Batmen. They were the number 7 seed coming out of pool play and have worked their way through the tournament, mostly with some very close games to make it here to the championship game. And the Heatstrokes came out as the number 4 team. And we're in a broadcast that you saw just a couple hours ago, if you were with us on the Sin City Classic Facebook or YouTube page.
Henry Wong swings and hits one foul down the third baseline.
If this is your first broadcast with us watching softball here at the Sin City Classic, this is slow pitch softball. Every batter starts with a 1-1 count. So that foul ball will be strike 2. There is no foul to give as there used to be at this tournament. So if you have 2 strikes and foul the ball off, you are out.
Aaron Butcher is the pitcher for Palm Springs, and he throws that pitch outside. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes.
The pitches are going to have to go at least 6 feet high, but no higher than 12 feet in the umpire's estimation.
Henry Wong swings and grounds one up the middle and on into center field for a hit. Phelps comes around third. He will score the first run of the game, and it's 1-0 for Austin. George Romo, the batter. And Tom Bowles moves into the on-deck circle.
Since this is the championship game, it will go 60 minutes. There will be no new innings started after 60 minutes of play. Our prior games had been 50 minutes.
And the 2-1 delivery. He swings and grounds one up the middle, and that goes into center field for a hit. Ray Vila comes around third, and he will score, and it's 2-0.
John Fitzgibbon get a lot of work out there at shortstop already. 3 balls his way, hard hit, just too hot or just a little too far away from him.
All righty. 2 on, 2 in, nobody out. First pitch is low for a ball. And the next one is a strike called. The home plate umpire, Cody Andrigg from Phoenix. And out on the base pass is Kathy Spencer from Atlanta. There's a swing and a foul, and he's out.
This again is Legends D, so all of these players are over 50 years of age or older. That's what it means to be in the Legends division, and D means the highest rating they can have is a 12.
Here's Vanessa Lanier. Strike called. Vanessa's been in the Austin League for many, many years, as have most of these players that are here today. She swings and lashes one into center field. The ball is dropped. Henry Wong had to hold to see if the ball would be caught, but he will score easily. George Romo on his way to third, and Lanier into second base.
And just like that, it's 3-0 in favor of the Batmen.
And the batter will be Brian Cash. Ryan's first year in the Masters. Here's the first pitch to him. He swings and hits one into center field for a hit. 1 run is in as George Romo scores. Vanessa Lanier will hold at third, and it is 4-0. Runners at first and third for Scott Fisher. We see the sun trying to peer through what has been a basic overcast sky much of the day here. But we're seeing a lot more blue sky than we have in a while. Here's a ground ball to short. Shortstop fields it has a play at second, so the force out there is 6-4. Lanier held third base, and it'll be first and third with 2 out, and the batter will be Dirk.
As you mentioned, the sun trying to peek through. You'll see a lot of players here with sweaters and other things over their uniforms, and we might not catch the number. That's because it's been in the 40s all day here.
There's a fly ball hit to deep left field. Left fielder goes back on the ball. The ball goes over his head. Lanier will score. Fisher comes around third. He will score. And on the play, Dirk into second base with a 2-run double. Six nothing for Arthur Allard. And Arthur Allard hits a pop foul off the fence.
I think he's coming for you, Rich. You know these guys. What'd you do?
Well, yes. Arthur has been in softball Austin for as long as softball Austin has been around, which goes back to 2004. And strike 3 called. 6 runs have scored in the first inning for Austin. We go to the bottom of the first. The Austin Batmen get out to the lead. It is 6-0 with the Palm Springs Heat Strokes about to have their first at-bat.
And we are going to use some of these inning changeovers to talk about some of the wonderful sponsors of the Sin City Classic. This time we want to talk about Piranha. The Sin City Classic wants to acknowledge longtime sponsor Piranha Las Vegas, an early supporter. Piranha is Las Vegas's hottest nightclub. Away from the traffic nightmare that is the Strip, Piranha is the home of legendary Vegas performer Hot Chocolate, who along with the rest of the girls and the Go-Go Boys will make sure you have the best time. Whether it's your first time or your first time in a long time, go to piranhavegas.com for more info. That's piranhavegas.com. Piranha Vegas is all spelled out for more info on the hottest nightclub in Las Vegas.
Arthur Allard is the pitcher for Austin. His battery mate is Brian Cash. And the leadoff batter for Palm Springs will be Chad Keith. Peter Ho and Will Wright will follow.
Okay.
Warm-up toss is done, and Cody Andrade says, let's play. And Allard's first pitch to Keith is swung on and hit in the air to left center field. And it drops in for a hit. So a leadoff runner on for Palm Springs will bring up Peter Ho. And he goes after the first pitch and grounds one to Romo Bowles at second base. And he does get the force out, or did he? Yes, he did. 4-6 on the force out.
Hey, way to stay with it, Tom.
So that was our home plate umpire, Cody Andrade, going out there to check that call. But we have 2 umpires for this championship game. Over between first and second is Kathy Spencer from Atlanta. She was the umpire in some of the games that you saw earlier in our broadcast today.
Will Wright takes the first pitch for a ball. Peter Ho is running at first base, and he's got excellent speed. Here is the second pitch to Wright. He swings, and he bounces one to Romo at short. He flips to Voles for the force out at second base, and that's out number 2. And a courtesy runner will be Peter Ho. He'll run for Will Wright. Doug Sharp will be the batter.
Just like in the quarterfinal game, Peter Ho getting a lot of work even when he's not on the base for himself. He's on there for somebody else.
And there is a ball hit to Vols at second, on to first, and the inning is over. One hit, one left. It is 6-0 after the first inning. Austin Batmen over the Palm Springs Heatstrokes here on the Cloud Sports Network.
As we mentioned, this is the Legends D championship game. This will be the last game in the Legends D division. We're looking forward to an exciting matchup. After this, if you stay with us on our broadcast, we will be bringing you the Legends C. That's a slightly higher level of play. Players can be rated between up to 15 in that division. And that game will be between the one team will be either the San Francisco Impact or the Dementia. And the other will be Past Our Prime versus the Greyhounds. Those two games are going on right now to determine who will make it to the Legends C final.
Luis Barrientos, the manager of this team, is going to be the leadoff batter here on the top of the second.
We mentioned that Peter Ho was in there, could be in there running for somebody else. That's because in Legends you get 2 courtesy runners. So anytime you have a runner who's slow on the bases, you can replace them with somebody from your lineup card twice within every inning.
And the first pitch by Aaron Butcher is taken for a ball. And the count is 2-1. A strike called. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Barrientos swings and he bounces one back to the pitcher. Off his glove, and there'll be no play.
Hard hit balls, sometimes if those don't stay in your glove the first time, they bounce too far away for you to get from the pitcher, but not with enough speed to get back to the second baseman or shortstop. So tough play there.
Here is Steve Phelps. Phelps reached and scored in the first inning, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Swung on and hit high into left field. It's in shallow left field, and it drops in for a single. So he's on for the second time, and he advances our Barrientos to second, although Barrientos is a runner, and I think that might be 88, the substitute, Aaron Hackney. The batter is Ray Villa, who singled and scored in his first at-bat, and he has runners at first and second with nobody out, and the first pitch to him is on the plate for a ball. The 2-1, swung on and hit foul off the fence, no play, 2-2. Henry Wong is on deck. On the throw back to the pitcher, it got by the pitcher. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ray Villa. And the pitch. Swung on and grounded up the middle and on into center field for a hit. Here is Hackney coming around third. He will score. It is 7-0. And on the play, Phelps held second. Henry Wong, the batter, he singled and scored in his first at-bat. And he has a runner in scoring position with nobody out. He takes the first pitch inside.
Wong showing out for the Duke Blue Devils with his sweatshirt today.
He swings and hits one to the opposite field, and it's in for a hit. Fielded by the right fielder. Here comes Phelps. He will score. It's 8-0. And George Romo will be the batter with runners at first and second and nobody out. George Romo reached and scored in his first at-bat as well. And Tom Bowles moves into the on-deck circle. First pitch to Romo. Is a strike called? It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2. Swung on and hit in the air to left field. Left fielder comes in about 3 or 4 steps, makes the catch, and that's the first out here in the top of the second. Runners held their positions at first and second, and the batter will be Tom Bowles. He struck out in his first at-bat. the first pitch to Tom is a ball. 2-1.
Looks like that one was inside.
Next one, swung on and hit to shortstop. Bobbled by the shortstop, and he barely makes the play at second base. Velica third. The out is made 6-4. That's the second out of the inning, and we'll bring up Vanessa Lanier. Bowles reaches first on the fielder's choice. Lanier singled and scored in the first inning, and lines one in the left field, and that is in for a hit. Vila scores, and it is now, that's the third run in the inning. It's 9-0.
Volts into second on the play, so first and second with 2 down and 3 in.
And Brian Cash, who singled and drove in 2 in the first inning, will bat again with 2 out and 2 on. And he swings and pops one in the air to right center field. Peter Ho makes the catch, and the inning is over. But 3 more runs have scored for Austin here in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second, and our new score is the Austin, Texas, the ATX Batmen 9, and the Palm Springs Heatstrokes nothing here on the Cloud Sports Network.
And as we change things over, we'll take a minute to tell you about a podcast that is sponsoring the Sin City Classic this year. They're the hottest new sports podcast, and it's not the Kelsey Boys. It's from Scott and Ty, 2 gay best friends who love sports as much as they love men. Join them as they talk about all things sports from a very different perspective on their podcast, Fruit Hoops. That's Fruit Hoops. Check it out wherever you get your podcasts. Look for Fruit Hoops, the hottest new sports podcast.
Arthur Owlett returns to the circle. His team has staked him to a 9-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. John Fitzgibbon will be the leadoff batter. He bats in the number 5 position, is their shortstop.
You ready, George?
He swings at the first pitch and hits one over the third baseman's head and into left field for a leadoff single. And that'll bring up Moody Aguiar, the third baseman. So for the second inning in a row, Palm Springs puts its leadoff batter on, and the first pitch is fouled to the left side, high and over the fence, and
hits the
down
tree,
the
not
left field line.
the light.
Oh, well, that's good. And the next one. He swings and hits one in the air to right center field, and that ball is beyond the right center field's grasp and onto the fence. All right, Fitzgibbon will score easily. Runner heads to third. They don't throw. They let him take third. No throw to the third baseman, and that's the first run of the game for Palm Springs on a triple by Aguiar.
And Rich, I think I'm going to have to go for the skier look here. Even with my gloves on, I'm having to put on sunglasses because the one spot of sun coming in is right in my eyes.
Kevin Rottenberry swings and hits one up the middle and on into center field for a base hit, and it is now 9-2. And David Binder will be the batter. Binder swings and he hits one up the middle, and it drops in front of the right center fielder for a hit. He bobbled the ball but stayed with it and was able to keep Rottenberry from going past second base. It'll be first and second. There'll be a pinch runner. This is John Fitzgibbon. He is going to run for David Binder. The batter will be Darren Tucker. And the first pitch to him is a bit outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. There's nobody out in the inning. 2 runs have scored. So it's 9-2 for Austin, or ATX. And there's a ground ball to Romo at short. He flips to second to Vols, and they get the force out at second base. Fitzgibbon running for Binder is forced, and so that's the first out. The play goes 6-4. And Turner is the runner at first. Meanwhile, Kevin took third, and this is the final batter in the batting order. Here's Aaron Butcher. And he swings and lifts one to the first baseman. The ball drops in front of him. He recovers. He'll tag the bag. And no run scored. The runner at third held, and so that's the second out of the inning. 3 unassisted. Top of the order, Chad Keith singled in his first at-bat.
And Turner does get down to second on that one. Nice play by the first baseman to stay with it there. Had a little weird hop, thought he could catch it, then he couldn't, but managed to get it on the hop and turn and get back to first.
All right, Chad Keith, the batter, and the first pitch to him is low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Next one. Swing and bounced foul down the third base line. 2 balls, 2 strikes. If he does that again, he's out.
Little eager there. Looked like that one was going to land short as well. He reached out for it.
Yeah. Nothing good ever comes of reaching. We're seeing more blue sky than we have at any time during the day. And here is the next pitch, and swung on and hit in that hole between third and short for a hit. 2 runs will score. It's 9-4. Rotenberry and Turner both score on that base hit by Chad Keith, and it is now 9-4 for Peter Ho.
So any of you who are looking at 9-0 as an insurmountable lead are learning that it is not in slow pitch softball.
Peter Ho swings and hits one up the middle, and that's in the center field for a hit. There'll be runners at first and second with 2 out. And we'll bring up Will Wright, who hit into a forced play in his first at-bat. First pitch looked like a little high, but nevertheless it was a ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Swung on and grounded to short. Romo has it, flips to Vols. The inning is over. 4 runs scored in the inning. That put out those 6-4, forcing Ho at second base. So we go to the top of the third. Our new score is the ATX Batmen 9 and the Palm Springs Heat Strokes 4 here on the Cloud Sports Network.
So while this is one of the biggest tournaments in softball, this is sort of a warm-up act because the International Pride Softball World Series will also be held in Las Vegas this year for the first time. That's going to be in October. Never been here before. Very excited about it. Should be a lot of fun. Usually the World Series is going to be at the end of August or September, but it would just be too hot in Las Vegas to do it then. So they moved it to that weekend in October.
That's what they did in 2007 when they held the World Series in Phoenix. They moved it to October. And then I believe the 2014 in Dallas was moved to September. All right. Here is Dirk to lead off here in the top of the third inning.
And as we start the third, we have 31 minutes left in this game, so almost half of the time has gone by.
And the first pitch to Dirk. Swung on and hit high and deep, but foul down the left field line. Okay, so I have the wrong batter. This is Scott Fisher, the batter. And Dirk is on deck. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Line drive up the middle and on into center field for a base hit.
No doubt about that one when it left the bat, unless the pitcher was going to over there and stab it somehow.
And now here is Dirk.
Cody Anderegg wiping off the plate there, making sure she can see all the corners.
And the first pitch to Dirk is hit in the air to right, and the catch is made. 1 out.
There seemed to be a surprising number of people catching with one hand today. My coach would have yelled at me for that.
Arthur Rowlett, the batter. He was called out on strikes here in the second inning, and he hits a very weak pop-up that is caught by the first baseman, and that's out number 2. And we'll bring up Louis Barrientos, who singled. Actually, he reached on an error. So they get the leadoff batter on, and 2 pitches later, there are 2 out. First pitch to Louis. Swung on, and he hit the first pitch, but it's fouled down the third base line. He's wearing a jersey from the original Masters team called Austin Bat Boys 5.0.
Why was the original team a 5.0?
No, it was the original team was called the Bat Boys. The first Masters team in Austin was called Bat Boys 5.0.
Oh, for 50. I got you now.
And that next pitch is a ball. And the next one popped up. Catcher makes the call, but the ball just drops in front of him, and it was a foul ball anyway, so he just let it drop, and that's it. So the leadoff batter on a single. He was left there as nobody else was able to do anything. So we go to the bottom of the third, and it is now 9-4. The ATX Batmen over the Palm Springs Heat Strokes here on the Cloud Sports Network. They'll make a change. Aaron Hackney is going to come in, and he will catch as Brian Cash will take his place on the bench as now he becomes the substitute.
Brian, what number are you? 9.
He's actually 21. He's just wearing that.
Oh, I'm 20.
Okay, the umpire announces the substitution. Leadoff batter should be and is Doug Sharp. First pitch to him is swung on and bounced back to the pitcher. Allard has it and on to first base for the first out. John Fitzgibbon, the batter. He singled and scored in the second inning. He scored his team's first run of the game, and he takes the first pitch for a ball. Moved up a little further in the batter's box in an attempt that he might have taken that pitch, but he held back. But he hits this one down the third baseline, backhanded by the third baseman. He'll throw to first is late. It one hops to the first baseman, but he has good speed, and so he was going to beat that out regardless. So it's a one-out base runner for Palm Springs, and it will bring up Rudy Aguiar, who tripled and scored in the second inning. It is 9-4, ATX Batmen over the Palm Springs Heat Strokes. And that first pitch is grounded up the middle and on into center field, right center field for a base hit. Fitzgibbon on his way to third, and on the throw-in, it gets by. It didn't hit a cutoff man, and as a result, Aguiar was able to take second.
Heads-up base running there by the Heat Strokes. Fitzgibbon's pressuring the throw, and when the throw wasn't good, kind of bounced off the pitcher's foot. Pitcher kept it from being more bases for them had it rolled all the way to the fence. And now second and third.
Kevin Rottenberry, the batter. He swings and hits one high in the air to the shortstop, and that's out number 2. David Binder, the batter. David Binder singled in the second inning. Drove in a run. He swings and hits one in the air to left center field. Ray Villa does not make the catch. It bounces in front of him. And one run scores as Fitzgibbon crosses the plate. It's 9-5. And on the play, Aguiar held third.
And at 9-5, I think we have to take a moment for Dolly Parton here.
John Fitzgibbon will come in to run for David Binder. Darren Turner will be the batter.
As you may remember, we saw the Dallas Diamond Divas. We were having our own diva discussion, and Dolly Parton certainly came up a few times.
On that play, the ball was hit. Third baseman fielded it, had a little trouble with it. It slipped to second base, was not in time, so it's a run in as Aguiar scores. So it's runners at first and second with 2 out, 2 in, and the pitcher is batting, Aaron Butcher.
Heat Strokes clawing back here from that 9-run deficit, 2/3 of it gone.
And the first pitch pounces on the plate for a ball. And here's the next one. Swung on and hit in the air to left field, and the ball drops in for a hit. The ball gets by the left center fielder. Fitzgibbon will score. Turner comes to third, and he will hold. The throw comes into the leadoff man, George Romo, and he just holds on. There was no further advancement, so the third run in the inning scores. So it's first and third, 3 runs in. It's 9-7. Chad Keith, the leadoff batter, is the batter.
And if you're confused because you saw Fitzgibbon score twice, he did. He scored for himself, and he scored that time running for Binder.
First pitch is a strike. And the next one. Swung on and hit to the third baseman. He backhands it. He goes to second in time, and the inning is over. 3 runs to score, though, in the inning, and so we go to the top of the fourth, and our new score is now the ATX Batmen 9 and the Palm Springs Heat Strokes 7 here on the Cloud Sports Network.
And we mentioned earlier, this is, again, the Legends D Championship game, and after this, we will be bringing you the Legends C Championship. That will be the end of the coverage for today, but tomorrow we'll be doing something a little different. So there's lots of softball going on here at the Sin City Classic. They do Legends on Fridays so that some of these players can play in their regular divisions on Saturday and Sunday. There's also the Women's Plus division playing associated with Asana. And we will be bringing you Women's Plus coverage tomorrow, but we will be in a different spot. So today we were on the Sin City Classic Facebook and YouTube pages, and we will be doing that for Legends C. But tomorrow, when we are broadcasting Women's Plus, we will be on the vidflex.com platform. That's vidflex.com. You can go to vidflex.com and check it out. And if you'd like to watch some softball tomorrow, get one of their packages so that you can see these wonderful Women's Plus games. Softball just as good. There are some players who used to play college. There are some amazing athletes in the Women's Plus division who will be playing tomorrow, and we're excited to bring you their coverage on vidflex.com.
All right, Steve Phelps to lead off here on the top of the fourth. He has reached twice and he has scored twice. He takes a pitch inside. And the next one, swung on and he hits in the air to left center field. And the catch is made out there. That's out number 1. Here is Ray Vila. And Ray Vila has reached twice, and he has scored twice. He goes after the first pitch and lines one to the opposite field into right center field for a hit. Runner at first with 2 out, or with no. Runner at first, 1 out. And Henry Wong, the batter, he reached and scored in the first inning and bounced into a force out in the second inning. And the first pitch to Henry Wong is grounded to the pitcher. He'll go to second for the first. No. The putout goes 1-6. Henry Wong gets first base with 2 out. The batter, George Romo. And George Romo waits for the first pitch, and he takes a pitch that is short and on the plate, just in front of the plate for a ball, 2-1. That pitch is also a ball, ball 3. And there's a strike called. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
That little move to put the bat out there, change the plate, is something you'll see a lot of batters do.
There's a line drive hit into left center field. It's dropped by the left center fielder. Henry Wong stopped running when he thought the ball might be caught, but he does manage to make it to second base.
Yeah, that little move, people get real close to the plate, put the bat over the plate. Sometimes it messes with pitchers, but in Legends, I think the folks here pitching are senior and been doing this long enough. They're just throwing to the plate, and they don't care where you or the batter are.
Here is Tom Voles. Goes after the first pitch and fouls it to the right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Voles is struck out and hit into a fielder's choice. Here is the pitch. Swung on and hit fair down the first base line. Henry Wong will score easily. George Romo on his way to third. And it is runners at first and third. Romo takes the turn. He looks to see where the ball is. Pitcher has the ball, so there'll be no further advancement. But a run does score as Henry Wong scores. It's the 10th run of the ball game, and Vanessa Lanier will bat. Vanessa has 2 hits in this game, scored a run, drove in a run. Can add to the team's lead, takes a strike.
And that was their first run since the second inning, so it probably feels good to make sure they're still scoring again.
And that pitch is inside, ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a ball hit out into left field. The ball is going to be in for a hit. Bounces past the right left fielder, but it's backed up by the left center fielder. Throw comes in, it hits the fence, and no further advancement. It'll be first and third.
I think Lanier got that one because Vanessa hit the ball hard the first 2 times and deep, and I think they backed up. And that let that one drop in. I thought that was going to carry further than it did, and no chance for the left fielder to get in and get that.
Tom Voles held third on that play. Lanier is at first. There's a runner. That's Ray Vila. Excuse me. And here is Aaron Hackney batting for the first time. And he lifts one in the air to the first baseman, and that is the inning. 2 runs do come across, though, for the ATX Batmen here in the top of the 4th. And we go to the bottom of the 4th with the new score, ATX Batmen 11 and the Palm Springs Heatstroke 7 here on the Cloud Sports Network.
We wanted to take time to tell you about another sponsor, USGSN. The United States Gay Sports Network invites you to come out and play. USGSN is America's largest LGBTQ+ sports directory that highlights every league and tournament in the country. If you want to find a league or tournament by and for the LGBT+ community and its allies, then head on over to usgsn.com. The network currently features over 800 LGBTQ+ leagues, 45 different sports in 42 states and 85 cities. Visit usgsn.com and follow all of your favorite social media platforms with @USGSN. Again, that's the United States Gay Sports Network, USGSN.
Peter Ho will be the leadoff batter here on the bottom of the 4th inning. His team is trailing now by 4. And the first pitch to him, swung on and hit in the air to left center field. That ball's got some carry, and it gets over the left center fielder's head and goes all the way to the fence. Ho is around second. He is on his way to third. The throw comes into the shortstop, and he will throw into home plate, but it'll be a triple to lead off the inning.
And there doesn't seem to be a lot of wind. I'm not sure what's carrying that ball. Maybe there's something blowing a little bit higher. It looked like he was camped out under it, and then all of a sudden it just kept going.
Will Wright, the batter.
And yes, he is wearing shorts, ladies and gentlemen.
And then the first pitch is grounded into right field for a base hit. And that will score a run. First run in the inning for Palm Springs, and it is now 11-8.
And we just got a time check from the umpires, and there are about 15 minutes left, so we are about 3/4 of the way through this game.
Batter is going to be Doug Sharp. He has bounced to the second baseman, grounded to the pitcher, 0 for 2. And he hits one into right field, and that drops in front of Louis Barrientos for a hit. On the play, Peter Ho, who is running again as the courtesy runner, makes it to third base. Nobody out. 1 in, 2 on. John Fitzgibbon will be the batter.
And Hohen Fitzgibbon's doing the bulk of the courtesy running, which is probably why they're spread out by about 3 spots in the lineup.
He hits one high in the air to shallow left center field. Vila comes on. He makes the catch. Peter Ho tags and scores.
And that's one down, 2 in, so half that 4-run deficit already erased.
All right, it's now 11-9, and that'll bring up Rudy Aguiar. There's a runner at first base with 1 out. Aguiar has reached twice, and he has scored both times. He's reached on a triple and a single. And this next pitch to him, he reaches and goes one up to it, and he goes up the middle and into center field for a hit. First and second with 1 out. We'll bring up Kevin Rottenberry, who has singled and scored, and he has popped to the shortstop. And the pitch is inside.
Little surprised they're not using another courtesy runner here, but they may be holding on to it for somebody who needs it later in the lineup here.
There is a ball that is hit out into right center field, and it falls in for a hit. The bases will be loaded. And now the ball bobbled out there, and that will allow Sharp to come in and score.
Hey, let's go, defense. Come on now. Here we go.
David Binder, the batter. The first pitch to Binder. He swings and hits one to the opposite way for a base hit. Rudy Aguiar comes around third. He scores, and that ties the game. It'll be first and second with 1 out, and 4 runs have scored. Darren Turner, the batter.
So we mentioned the clock. There's about a little under 15 minutes left now. There's sort of 3 ways this game can end. 1, the clock can end and we'll finish whatever that inning that is. 2, you could get through 7 innings before the clock runs out. Or 3, if a team, now that we're in the 4th inning, got ahead by 15 runs, you could have a run rule. But right now it looks like we're going for the clock.
All right, that pitch is fouled back. Strike 2. Ball is 1, strike 2. And the 1-2 pitch. He swings and hits one foul down the left field line. Their left fielder will not make any attempt on it, and so that is out number 2. That's a strikeout on the foul ball. We'll bring up Aaron Butcher, who has bounced out to the first baseman, and he has also singled. But he is not going to be the batter. This is going to be one of their substitutes, and I think that's David Smith. Can't tell you his number because he's got a sweatshirt covering his uniform.
According to the lineup card, he's number 15, and as we mentioned in one of the other games, he is a Hall of Famer.
And the next pitch to him is a ball. It is 3 balls and 1 strike. Runners at first and second, 2 out. 4 runs in the inning. There's a swing and a foul at the plate. And the batter is out, and so the 2 successive strikeouts on the foul ball will end this 4th inning, in which 4 runs were scored. We go to the top of the 5th, and the score is now 11-5, or is it? Nope, it's 3-2. No pitch, no pitch. Too bad, because an out would have been made.
So it seems like there was a little confusion over what the count was. If he had had a strike on him when he hit that ball that turned to be out to be dead ball foul, it would have been an out, but
he swings and grounds one up the middle, and that's on into center field for a hit. Ball comes back in, but the runner will score. That's Kevin Rottenberry, and so that is the 5th run of the inning, and now it is 5-4, excuse me. It is 12-11 for the Heat Strokes. And here is Chad Keith. He takes a strike. Swung on and hit in the air to shallow left field. Henry Wong on his horse. The ball drops in front of him for a hit. John Fitzgibbon running for David Bender scores, and it is now 13-11.
Let's go. Sit down. Easy back. Let's go.
6 runs have scored in this inning. Peter Ho, the batter. First pitch is a ball.
And they have batted around. This is Ho's second at bat. My scorebook's a little messy after that. He was out, he wasn't, but
Ground ball to the second baseman. It's off of Valls' glove. He will turn and throw to second. The ball is too low, and it gets by George Romo. The runner will come in and score. That's Darren Turner, and the 7th run of the inning scored. Turner running for the batter, or for the pinch hitter, David Smith, and so he scores, and the batter will be Will Wright.
Hey, let's go. Easy back now.
And the first pitch to him. Swung on and hit down into right field, and that ball is caught. Louis Barrientos, ranging to his left, made the catch, and the inning is over. But I have a 7-run inning for the Heatstrokes, and they take the lead as we go to the top of the 5th. The new score, the Palm Springs Heatstrokes 14 and the ATX Batmen 11 here on the Cloud Sports Network.
And we just had a score check there from the umpire. She and the scorekeeper over here on the Batman side agree that the Heatstrokes scored 7. So as you said, 14-11 going into the top of the 5th inning. Feels a little bit like the momentum has turned towards the Heatstrokes here after a couple of early tough inning, but good inning that time. And Batman scored the first 2, didn't score until those 2 runs in the 4th. We'll see if they're got some momentum coming here in the 5th.
Scott Fisher will be the leadoff batter. He has singled twice. He has scored once. His team now trails by 3.
Actually, the first time the Batmen have come to bat trailing in this game.
And the first pitch, he swings and tomahawks one into left field for a hit. John Fitzgibbon playing closer to the second base bag than to the hole, and so the ball had no trouble going into left field for a leadoff single. And Dirk Nettles is the batter. Arthur Allert will bat next.
High pitch, not much else he could have done with it but tomahawk it, but he got it in there, and that, as you say, in that 5.5 hole that we're so familiar with in San Diego.
He swings and hits one into left field. That ball's got a little carry, but it is caught by the left center fielder, and that's out number 1. On the play, the runner tags from first and goes to second. Heads up base running by Scott Fisher, puts him in scoring position, and will bring up Arthur Allert. Louis Barrientos moves into the on-deck circle.
There's an alarm going off somewhere, but it is not the alarm for our game. We still have some time left here.
And the first pitch, swung on and hit up the middle and on the center field for a hit. Fisher will hold at third, and Allard is safe at first. Louis Barrientos, the batter.
And the Batmen are not done yet.
He's reached on an, yes, they are not. They reached on an error and scored. He also struck out on the foul ball.
Hey, what you trying to do?
Steve Phelps moves into the on-deck circle. Barrientos tries to get this needed hit to get that runner in from third, and he takes the pitch. I think the ball hit the home plate umpire.
It did. Catcher's #1 job is protecting the umpire.
And the next pitch to Louis. He swings and grounds one in the hole between first and second and on into right field for a hit. A run scores. The batter is out. Is he out? He stepped on the plate. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you are not allowed to put the ball in play and step on the plate. So the home plate umpire called that as he went and reached out to hit that ball, he stepped on the plate, and that makes it a dead ball out.
Okay, Steve Phelps, the batter. He is 2 for 3. All right, first pitch by Butcher is on the plate. And the next one is outside, ball 3. Three and 1. And the next one, he takes his base, he's walked, and now the bases are loaded for Ray Villa.
Villa been on base all 3 times, scored 2 runs, and then was out on a fielder's choice after getting on to first.
Fisher at third. Hackney at second. He's the courtesy runner. There's a ground ball to short, and off the glove of Fitzgibbon and on into left center field. He recovers the ball, but the runner makes it to second base, and that scores a run. 14-12. Henry Wong, the batter. Bases are still loaded.
Good single can tie up this ball game.
And the first pitch to Henry Wong is a strike called. Hackney running for Allard is at third base. Here's the next one. And Henry Wong takes it inside. Phelps is at second base and Villa is at first base. And the next delivery, he swings and lifts one in the air to left center field, coming on to make the catch. And that ends the inning. 1 run scores and they leave 3. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It is now 14-12 in favor of the Palm Springs Heatstrokes here on the Cloud Sports Network.
I'm watching the blue here to see if we get another time check. But with the Heatstrokes up, if the game ends before they finish their bottom of the 5th inning, then the game will be over. If they finish the inning, if they finish the inning before time expires, then we could get a 6th inning here in the championship game. Again, we have a 60 minutes before we would not have another inning.
I believe I heard her say 3 minutes. At any rate, there will be an at-bat here. John Fitzgibbon is scheduled to be the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And you can see a little gamesmanship here. The Batmen who need another inning are out there ready to play. And the Heatstrokes, who would like this clock to run out before they finish batting, are taking a little time, doing a little cheer. Probably see him take a few pitches, too. I'd be surprised if he swings at the first pitch unless it's perfect.
Doug Sharp takes the strike. John Fitzgibbon is in the on-deck circle. And the next one is a pitch way outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 is a ball 3. And the next one. He swings and bounces one back to the pitcher, and that's the first out in the inning.
You can see Fitzgibbon's taking his time here, kicking the dust off, batting the dust off the cleats. Allard threw strikes that at-bat. He just needs to keep throwing strikes.
And the first pitch is a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. And that's a strike on the outside corner of the plate. It's 2-2. He swings and lifts one in the air to left field. Henry Wong coming in and makes the catch, and that is the second out of the inning, and will bring up Rudy Aguiar.
And 3 minutes doesn't sound like much, but it's time. It's enough time to get 3 batters out as long as you're throwing strikes and you get the outs.
First pitch is a ball, however, as it's 2-1. And now that pitch sails outside. It's now 3-1. And he walks. It's a 3-pitch walk. will bring up Rotenberry. And time is called as
And it
they
looks
want to
like
get a runner at first base. It'll be Fitzgibbon running for Aguiar.
and more important was
And
the time
that's
it
it.
took, because there's that timer.
And that's it. So your D Legends D champions from Palm Springs, California, the Palm Springs Heatstroke. They defeat the ATX Batmen. The final score, 14-12. The ATX Batmen will finish second in their first season in Legends, and we congratulate both teams on a job well done.
We will be coming back to you shortly with the Legends C Championship game, which again will be the winner of the Impact versus Dementia against the winner of Pastar Prime versus the Greyhounds. That will be back here on Field 12, and we look forward to you joining us again. We will still be on the Sin City Classic Facebook and Sin City Classic YouTube channels.
All right. Thank you for being with us, and we will talk to you again as soon as we have two teams that are heading over to Field 12. Thank you for being with us here on the Cloud Sports Network. The final score in the Legends D Championship game, the Palm Springs Heatstroke 14 and the ATX Batmen 12. For now, good afternoon from Las Vegas.